This is the daily chart on Joby Aviation. We can see that price gapped higher on Thursday, and price closed the week above the key 200-day moving average. Now, why did price gap higher? Well, they reported earnings, but also price was at a key technical level. This was the origin of the breakout that occurred back in May when price soared from roughly $4 to $12. And since then, price has retraced roughly 70%, but again, retraced back to that key level that I had identified in a previous video. Now, before we get into the analysis, let's look at this article, and it is coming from flightglobal.com. Joby remains in strong cash position, which is great, as it breaks even in Q3, even better. All right, so U.S. electric aircraft developer Joby Aviation roughly broke even during a third quarter in which it passed several milestones on its intended path to launching commercial air taxi operations in 2025. The startup said during its November 1st earnings call that it made $1.5 million in the quarter compared to a loss of $71 million during the same period a year ago. It spent $101 million on R&D during the quarter amid its push for certification of its eVTOL. The company lost $398 million in its first 9 months of 2023, but it remains in a relatively stable position. Joby said its balance sheet remains the strongest in the industry, a significant advantage in the expensive race to develop a new class of aircraft, which I agree. You're a startup company, you're in the tech field, and you're doing something that's never been done before. As of September 30th, Joby held some $1.1 billion in cash and short-term investments, roughly the amount it had on the same date a year ago. During the quarter, Joby began a flight testing program with pilots on board. The CEO said the pilots have put the aircraft through basic maneuvers such as hovering, tracking runaway center lines, and decelerating to a vertical landing. In September, Joby delivered the first of 9 aircrafts it plans to hand to the U.S. Air Force under its $131 million Agility Prime contract. Now, 3 more of Joby's aircrafts are being produced at its production facility in Marina, California, the first of which will be delivered to Edward AFB in early 2024. Regarding its progress on certification, Joby has begun FAA confirming manufacturing and for credit testing with the U.S. Civil Aviation Regulator. The FDA, the FAA recently accepted Joby certification plans for its batteries and high voltage power distribution system. CEO goes on to say this is a critically important milestone for us to build on a long history of battery development and testing and brings us one step closer to certification. Also during the quarter, Joby revealed plans to build a manufacturing facility in Dayton, Ohio, where it has been offered up to $325 million in state and local incentives to base its large-scale production plant. So it appears that Joby is running on all cylinders, or should I say rotors. Now, kind of going back to the stock charts. Again, what we haven't looked at is the weekly chart. And we can see some minor resistance coming in. You have some basing candles, but these are rejection wicks. But nevertheless, a nice rise in the price for the week. Now, looking at Cathie Wood's holdings, she currently owns about 3 million shares, worth about 20 million. Very small stake. We're talking about 0.2% of her portfolio. But nevertheless, she has skin in the game and started buying back in 2021. And this year has purchased roughly 2 million shares. So, this sector should get more interesting as we get closer to the second half of 2024, because you also have um, Archer Aviation's also signifying that they're going to be commercial in 2025 as well. So it's kind of a race for bragging rights to the market first. But nevertheless, it'll be interesting to see if Cathie Wood starts buying more as this company gets closer to commercializing their eVTOL. Just one thing to point out: I mentioned that you have a little bit of headwind for price, which is in alignment with these wicks here. So the $6.50 level will be a key area for price to get through if price is going to continue to rise and kind of retest the recent highs at $12. But before we get ahead of ourselves, look for a next target at the $9 level. Why? That was support, became resistance. All right, let's see what that looks like on the daily chart. This is an M pattern, so yeah, let's trace this out. The trough, breakthrough, and then it retests. Right, classic. All right, that's all I got for now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.